Hi, welcome to another video on my Raspberry Pi 2 using the robot operating system on Ubuntu. Last time I had some problems using my own written message, and by help from the ROS forum, robot operating system forum, I managed to finally solve the problem, and on their advice I renamed my message to RaspberryPi, which is actually the same name as my own program, my own project. What I had to do was to use both in subscriber as in the publisher RaspberryPi. Then what wasn't recommended, but I did anyway, not recommended, I mean they didn't tell me, but I did anyway, use public speaker and public speaker 2, and the rest I kept the same as in the example, which means that A is RaspberryPi robot_pi with the brackets, then the data, and this. The content of the message is the same. So whether I use this or just one number doesn't matter. So now I intend to run everything, but I recall that I have one thing to do yet, which is actually, and let me source everything and then say I want to use ROS core, because without ROS core you can do a lot but not run a ROS program. So let me wait till it gets started completely. It takes a bit of time. Alright, so let's start the publisher first. This is a publisher, so this is the subscriber, and then you here see I heard hello world, which is published, and I heard the string, which is published. So that shows that it works. What I can only also do is keep this running, of course, and then stop it for a moment, and I say alright, I only want to publish this number. Save and publish again. There you go. And apparently I have left in a comma. Oh, that is strange, but I will have made a slight mistake then. I don't know where I did make that mistake, but if it was me making that mistake, it says I heard and then a comma. So if I broaden this one, okay, that says something I didn't expect, but we'll see. It is not a very big problem. I assume that I will have to adapt the subscriber a little bit. Anyway, I'll stop this now, and I'll stop the publisher as well. because this is just a step towards my goal, which is reading a sensor on the breadboard, and by reading the sensor determine if a motor is going to run or not. So that is the goal, and another goal is to have the GPIO work together with ROS, because last time I failed to do so, and in order to have the sensor being read, it has to work. So the problem is that using ROS does not work with GPIO, but as usual, if you try, you're not alone, and in this case it was certainly not the case, because others had tried to as well. And in the ROS forum there was given an answer, and that answer considered UDEV. I'll show you shortly. That was this answer, and I applied that answer, and now is the question, will this actually work? So trying if the GPIO actually works before applying this solution, I had to cancel out all these ROS stuff. Then it turned out that the GPIO setup input is 1, so it is being read. Now with this it should work both. So let's first start this one, and there is no module named RaspberryPi, which is surprising. Which can only imply, let's see, why would that be? Because this would mean that I can't even do a ROS command anymore. So let's just see. This is surprising to me. Let's see. Did I do? Yes, I did do something wrong, because what I have to do is this. And then again they say try running as root, while I am user Ubuntu at this moment, and using this I should be actually part of the GPIO, which is root. So something is not quite right. This is remarkable. And when you think you covered everything, there's always something that you apparently haven't covered yet. So this is the same error I got earlier. And let's see, if I turn back the clock, let's do that for a moment. New tab, and I go to etc udev and rules. Then the new rules are in 99-com. So what I do for now is sudo move 99.com to rules.1 and see what difference that makes. So what about commenting these out? Oops. And then it works. So the GPIO indeed does not work. Let me move them back. Stop them. Go on. And I'm in the wrong tab. Should be here. And what does this do? It listens. However, it does so without the GPIO. So I need to study a bit, research a bit more on that, because apparently GPIO is not part of root, which it should be, because you need to be a root to access the GPIO. Okay, let's search further. Alright, the problem with no access to dev mem should have been solved by now by simply doing the same as I did with the udev fixation, by simply adding this to it. And the problem is it doesn't work. So I run it and it says still this. So what I am doing now is commenting out, because there's yet another point that I want to investigate, that this is not properly executed. The electro should be executed straight after this, and it isn't. So what I am trying to do now is, while not is shut down, I will put electro right here, and then it should be done. So I will put this between this in comment, and then it should run. And here the subscriber is listening, and the question is electro being printed? And yes, electro is being printed, so now this is working. Let me exit this and do it differently. So I reverse the situation, start again, and electro is not being executed. So this is clearly a case of removing this line here, At times things don't go. Okay, and then remove this command. There we go. And there it is. And okay, so Electro is being executed. The point is, however, that you want this to be published as well, actually, because that is what it is all about. On the other hand, with this data you could get the answer back and then have it published. So the point is, should I do it in here, or should I do this code, what I want to do, should I do it in here? That is a good question. And I think considering the fact that I have to call Electro from within Talker, that I can do this entirely from here. So then I do not need def Electro here. Remains the fact, by the way, that I am annoyed by this comma which is here, while there is no comma right here. So why this is the case, I don't know. Let me look at the subscriber. It has no comma in here. And what I could do here, by the way, is see if the time is getting done there as well. What effect would that have? So I put this behind here. Should have the same effect. But it hasn't. Ah, interesting. Unsupported operand type. Okay, interesting. So apparently I can't do that. I won't go. I could go into that, but I don't like that right now. So that's for one thing. I need Electro in here. Let's go further. Okay, for this problem I had to solve, I had to do, well, hopefully to solve, I had to completely reboot actually. I'm using remote desktop, and I'm also using let's say remote serial connection. Using this connection I had to log out and log in, and then I was a member of the GPIO group. However, no matter what I did in here, that didn't work. So I figured I needed to completely reboot, which failed in first attempt. So a cold boot, which means power off and power on again, solved that. Then I turned out to be completely done with adding the Ubuntu user to the GPIO group. So now I should be able to overcome this problem by now. Let's see if that works now. I haven't tried that yet. Oh, of course, I need to run ROS core first. So now it is running. Now let's see if this is working as well. Oh yes, look at this. Look at this. This is now working. Wonderful. So I'm going back here, starting subscriber. Yes, thank you so much. The comma is still there, but at least this is finally working. So that does work. And what I can also do then is stopping this now and see if this will work. Very important, of course. Let me get the indentation completely right. And one other thing that needs to be absolutely accurate is the connection on the breadboard of the switch, because otherwise I can try whatever I like, but it won't work. So I need probably here, and let me see if this works. Input is 0. I press the switch. Input is 1. I release the switch. Input is 0. Press the switch. Okay. So input stays 1 for some reason now. I quit the program. Start again. Let me scroll back. I can't scroll back far enough. Input is 0. I press the switch. Nope. I release it. Alright, I will do something else to check if everything is still alright. And I will do that in this way by saying print GPIO 11 is, and then say that should be GPIO input. No, GPIO input (11). Okay, so let's start again. And that's of course a problem if I put it there. And it goes that fast, so alright, and I can find back. Why can't I find it back now? Just one very small line. Alright, I have to say have to press Ctrl C quicker. Here we have it. I thought. Anyway, that's the problem with quick scrolling data. It's a nightmare to scroll back and find the exact line you like to have. Oh, here it is. It is 0 and it stays 0. Okay, too bad. I need to find out how that works, how that should work. For the final part of this video, I've made a change. As you can see, I've put program GUVC view in action with the webcam, and that actually enables me to show in screen that I have a switch here. I made a very important change to the wiring, which means that the wire that actually goes to the plus, from the switch to the plus, goes via a resistor now. That is called a pull-up switch. So now and mind now input is 0, and I am pressing the switch now. Well, at least that should be happening to be 1. And I'm unpleasantly surprised that it is not 1 but stays 0. It changed to yes, and you can see it changes to 1 for a moment and then goes back to 0. So it is not exactly the way I now it stays it is a wiring problem apparently. I'm releasing it to 0, I'm pressing it to 1. 0 and 1. And it is this little red switch that I'm pressing. So with this you can see that I am using the GPIO from the Raspberry Pi to actually read in the value, which is in itself nothing new. What is new is that I can use this as an input here to here, and then actually get something done with respect to have a motor running, and it is this motor, which is not connected yet, a Visotechnic power motor, combined with this switch and several resistors to accomplish those robotic tasks for which robot operating system is actually very good in its place. And having said all that and shown all this, I say thank you for watching. Next time I will try to get the motor actually working. Now I have accomplished all these settings and changes. If you haven't subscribed to my videos yet, please do subscribe. If you like my videos, please consider to allow advertisements between the video segments, or visit my website, which is listed under this video, to find another way to donate and that way support my blog and videos. And to be continued. And it's very nice to actually see that this is working depending on the connection of the wires. Unfortunately, I'll have to look into that, because I'm pressing it now it's 1 again and 0, so in this situation it keeps working. Nice.